lovely humans, welcome to Starlight and Stitches. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you like crochet and yarn and crafts and crochet book reviews, end of the month finished project videos, yarn hauls, all sorts of lovely crafty goodness, then do hit subscribe and join my subscribers, because my subscribers are the best. So if you are also the best, come and join us. This is our lovely happy positive place on the internet. Today we have a nice chill video for you. It is my monthly upload of what I have made in the previous month. So today we are going to be having a little look at everything that I made throughout the month of February. We are also going to have a catch up on my Scrappy blanket that I am making this year. I make a Scrappy blanket every year, trying to use a different stitch method. So I'll show you where I'm up to on that. And this year, my tracker project that I am making. So last year we made a temperature snake, and this year I am making puffy flowers to track how many steps I'm taking each day this year. So I haven't made a huge amount last month. It was quite a hectic month, but I have got a couple of bits that I would like to show you. I just want to say hello to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. If you have hit subscribe, for some reason last week's Aldi yarn haul video went a bit bonkers. I don't understand why. I don't know what happened, but my average view count is normally, I'd say, in the first week of uploads around 600 views. Last week's video is already at 16,000, so I'm a bit confused as to why that happened, but anybody that has decided to subscribe off the back of that video, then welcome to the land of Starlight and Stitches. I don't normally sit and moan about things as much as I did last week, so yeah, I apologise for my grumpiness last week. I was frustrated, but luckily in the comments most of you did seem to kind of agree and would like kind of a solution maybe from Aldi as to how we can avoid situations like that in the future, especially for a lot of my less able-bodied subscribers were saying that they really struggle with situations like we had last week. So yes, it would be nice if there could be some kind of solution for that. But anyway, welcome to everybody, old and new. It's lovely to see you. So let's have a little look at what I was making in February. Now, to start with, I had a couple of birthdays for family at the beginning of this month. So it was my sister-in-law's birthday and my big brother's birthday. And both of them didn't really want any gifts, but I wanted to give them something anyway. So for my sister-in-law, she had mentioned at Christmas she was getting a new handbag. She was very excited about it because it's one that she has wanted for a long time, and it was a treat and yeah, a big like special purchase. And she had said it would look really lovely with a little keyring on it. So I made her the keyring, and it's just a little set of cherries with a leaf. It was really easy to make. Yeah, it didn't take me long at all. But this little cherry keyring, which has gone to her for her birthday, and also my big brother. I always say to him, "What would you like? I can make you something." He's like, "I don't really want anything," but I wanted to make him something as it was his birthday. So I don't know if any of you are familiar with the program Taskmaster. My obsession of Taskmaster has been quite large over the last few weeks. I have binged every single season of the UK version, and I've now started delving into the episodes from across the globe. I am obsessed with Taskmaster. There is a particular moment in one of the earlier seasons that is one of my favourites. It is one of my daughter's favourites. If you're not familiar with it, it is a comedian called Ramesh Ranganathan. They basically had a task where they had to film something that when it was played in reverse, that it looked spectacular. And he did a wonderful sketch called Tree Wizard, and there's a funky little song that he's made to go with it, and that song is now in our daily vocabulary. My brother also is highly familiar with the Tree Wizard. So if anybody knows what this is, then this keyring will make sense to you. If you don't know what it is, it won't make any sense, but it is funny. Believe me, I promise it's funny. So this is the Tree Wizard keyring. It's a mixture of a crochet balloon along with a little bit of cross stitch, which I hadn't done for a while. So that was quite fun to get my cross stitch back out again. I did really enjoy doing that. After the keyrings, I then was asked by a friend of mine to make some fingerless gloves for her. So that was a nice easy project. She wanted them in plain black, but she has got her plain black fingerless gloves. Funnily enough, she was wearing them on the school run this morning, so they went down really well. she did pay me for those as well, which was quite nice because, you know, it's difficult, isn't it, when you take your time and your supplies and to make things for people. But yeah, she paid me a little bit of money, which was really nice of her. Very, very sweet. And then this is actually the last thing that I made last month, apart from, I'll show you obviously the update of the blanket and the flowers. But I made this at the very, very end of February, and I don't know why I made it, but I made it. It's this lovely chunky frog. I have obviously given this one to my daughter Abigail, and she has named him Freg. So this is Freg the frog. I used Starcraft Special Chunky, but I used 3 strands. So we've got 3 different colours of yarn in there, which has come out really nicely. I didn't want, like, I do love the bright flat colours, but I wanted to do something a bit different, and actually this has come out really, really well. I got the pattern for this from my Chunky Amigurumi book. I'll put a picture up on the screen now, and that was gifted to me, that book, by one of my subscribers. Lovely Annie gave that to me as a gift, which was nice. So this is from that book, and it's come out really, really well. It's got little feet at the bottom. Oh, I need to poke that stitch in there. I'm always so prepared for my videos, but it's got its little feet at the bottom. The eyes in the book did actually ask for felt, cut out felt things, but I'm not a big fan of felt and then sticking them onto your projects. I do prefer a crocheted eye or a safety eye. I do not have safety eyes big enough for this dude, so I made the eyes and just put some little shinies in the eyes there. So this is Freg the frog. He's quite a hefty boy. He does weigh a little bit, but yeah, he's very cool and we like him very much. So last things to show you then for February update. I'll show you the scrap blanket that I am currently in the process of. So for those that don't know, or if you are new to my channel, every year I like to, starting at the beginning of January, I like to start a scrap blanket, which I will continue to make throughout the year. Any yarn ends, little balls of yarn that I've got left over from previous projects will go into my basket here, and I will use those scrap ends to make a scrappy blanket. I always use 2 bits of yarn held together because I like the effect that it has, and then as one bit of your thread runs out, you just tie a new one on, and then you've got 2 new colours going together, and then yeah, so it's really cool. I've made basic, is it half double crochet? Yeah, I've done a half double crochet blanket. That was the first one I did, and I just did that in stripes going up and down. Last year I did the moss stitch blanket, which is still my favourite blanket. That turned out really, really well. I did that in the round, so not round but square, so I just kept going round and round and round. And this year I am doing a granny square, continuous granny square, and I shall show you where I'm up to with that. I've got it here and I've just thrown my yarn on the floor. Right, there's my hook. I always like to use a nice big chunky hook for these because obviously the yarn weights and things do vary throughout the blanket, so I have no specification as to what yarn I use, just basically anything that I have got left over, anything that's an end of project, end of anything. So it could be super thick chunky, it could be fingering weight. I do try and like match things up so they're fairly similar once they're together, but this is where we are at so far. That's just my little stitch marker so I know where my end spot is. So this is the blanket so far. Obviously we are only 2 months in, so that's quite a nice start, I think. But we've got some lovely colours coming together here. I do like the darks with the brights. They do come out really, really well. Got a bit of black and white in there as well. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with this one and how it is turning out. I have got quite a few balls of wool in there, but there's a lot of blues. So I'm kind of trying to wait until I've got some other colours. I've got no reds in there, no yellows in there. So I need to make some projects with reds and yellows, I think, so that I can get some end of balls to put in that. So that is the scrap blanket. Now this is the big one. This is the big project for this year. So like I said, last year we made a temperature snake, and this year I am tracking how many steps I do in a day. And for each day, depending on how many steps I've taken, I am making a puffy flower corresponding in colour from my thing that I've made. So it's not incredibly neat at the moment because what I'm doing with each week is I'm just kind of tying it onto my base that I've made. So I can only really start fiddling about with the tidying up at the end, I think, once I've got the weight distributed all the way around. But this is pretty impressive writing on. So it's going to end up being like a mobile type thing. But we have got an awful lot of flowers on here already. I am noticing some colours that come up a lot. This Matador colour comes up a lot. Pistachio, Spice. These ones come up fairly regularly. These do move up and down on here currently. So once everything is in place, then I can tweak them and have some hanging lower than others, just so that they don't all kind of bunch together at the top. But isn't that insane? I'm really enjoying these. The puffy flowers are so easy to make. Again, I have linked this before, but I will link to the video that I use to make these puffy flowers. And what I do is I just make 2 of them and then I stitch them together. So there's one on one side and one on the other. And then I just stitch around the flowers so that they stay in place. But isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? They are so cool. And it's nice having more variety of colours. Last year's Temperature Snake, I got very bored with the colours and I wish I'd picked more. Lovely bright yellow. I don't think there's any colours that I haven't used yet. I will have a check. But yeah, all these are different weeks so far this year. So that is how that is coming on. Let me know what you've been making in the last few weeks. I would like to start this month in getting some preparation done for my hidden key rings. So I like to get some key rings and hide them around my local area. So I do need to make a start on getting some of those done. Hopefully I will start now. We are in March. That would be great. Yeah, talk to me in the comments below. Let me know what things that you like. Let me know what you've been making, because that is like the coolest thing for me. And I also get inspiration from you guys. I hope that you are having a lovely week. Look after yourselves, look after your loved ones, and I will see you next week. Bye.